Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, here on a Sunday night for the Blazing Pedals TRJKarting.com Arca series here at Sonoma for the first race of the round of 8. And joining me tonight, as always, is Terry Foster. Terry, how you doing tonight?
I am just peachy. We got 66 laps here at Sonoma, wine country out here in California. It's going to be a good race tonight, Sam. I don't know what to expect out of this thing.
I do not know what to expect either. We got a poll going out in chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you check the chat on YouTube, the question is, does a heavy hitter lock themselves into the final round, the final four, it should say, but the final four tonight? I voted yes. I mean, you got Jamie Walker, you got Mark Arthur at the top of the board right now with the fastest laps, both in the 117s. Andy Poliski's the next closest to those two. I think it's going to be a race between Jamie and Mark tonight.
Yeah, we said out in chat, Corey Rutherford, which he should be racing instead of chatting. He also said the same thing. You did, Mark and Jamie. Yeah, I think one of those two could possibly lock themselves in tonight. But man, again, I've been watching Andy Poliski, Chris Carroll walking around this track. Chris Carroll would actually lock himself in too, but Poliski could be an upset.
Anybody could really make things interesting. It's someone that we're going to talk to here in just a second. The number 3, Corey Sherman, he's up there. Looks like he's 5th on the board. And Corey was actually worried if he was even going to make it into the round of 8. So it's good to see him in the round of 8. Going to have a solid night here at Sonoma.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to do something with that 3 car tonight, Sam, to keep himself moving up that leaderboard. Get that locked in for that top 4 here in just a matter of, 3-4 weeks?
What'd you say, Terry? Sorry, I had something going on with SDK.
I honestly forgot what I said. But, you said Corey Sherman. I said he's going to have to do something in that 3 car tonight for the next couple of races to lock himself into that top 4.
Absolutely. I mean, realistically, anything can happen, right? I mean, Mark could have a bad race. Jamie could have a bad race. Who's another one in the 8? Dalton. Paul Ellison's still also in the 8. You got... Actually, you know what, Terry? I have the points. I can bring them up in my software here. So everybody can see the top 8 in points, where they stand right now. But we got to pull up somebody. I want to talk to him. Hey, Corey Sherman, it's Sam and Terry in the booth. You got a copy? Let's see if he's there. Corey Sherman, driver the number 3. He must be going to the bathroom.
I think you might be right.
Well, we were going to talk to him.
Yeah, his car ain't even moving.
Whatever, he sucks. All right.
We'll get him here in a minute.
Yeah, we still got a few minutes left here in practice. Like I said, Jamie Walker, top of the board. He ran a 1:17.22, fastest lap. And something I'd like to point out, Terry, is that there is no carousel, so we've technically gone back to the old, new Sonoma.
Oh, gosh. I know you just seen what popped up on your screen, Sam. Some old guy in a beard. Corey Sherman is back in his car, Sam, if you want to try to holler at him again.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull him up. Corey Sherman, driver number 3, Sam and Terry in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
Hey, man, so I know it's kind of late notice. We wanted to talk to you just a little bit. A few things. We know that you got a new sim rig that you're going to be using next season, if you want to talk about that. And also how you weren't sure if you were going to make this round of 8, what you plan to do in the next 3 races.
Yeah, it was a big surprise making the top 8. I was sure that D's had me, and then yeah. So like I said, I got a new rig. I was planning on setting it up this week and doing it, but I'm not going to do it now while I'm in the top 8 until I get knocked out. But I mean, Sonoma, we're just hoping to finish the race, and Talladega's a crapshoot. So I guess we're looking for Iowa, and hopefully maybe we can point ourselves in if. Can't get a win, and maybe have to wait till after the season to put the rig together.
Well, something else I wanted to do, Corey, while we still have a few minutes left here in practice, if you got a second. Owner of Savage Edge Graphics, if you want to go ahead and talk a little bit about your business, what you guys do, and where people can buy your merchandise or whatever they need, go ahead and just shout it out.
Yeah, as you guys see the commercial, then we can put your name on anything. So we can do apparel, we can do coffee mugs, we can do basically anything except for shot glasses. Aaron Backover, we can't do shot glasses for him. But yeah, just hit us up on Facebook, Savage Edge Graphics. Check out our website. We got a bunch of stuff for sale up there, savageedge.com. And yeah, thanks for supporting us, guys.
All right, man. Well, we won't talk your ear off too much. Go down there, get focused, get ready for this race tonight. We hope to see you get a good finish.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good broadcast.
That was Corey Sherman, driver number 3. And Terry, what do you think? Sounds like he's got some confidence going into this round.
Yeah, definitely does. I know he was practicing earlier today and not doing too bad. Again, right now he's showing, 6th fastest, I believe. So, yeah, not too bad out of that 3 car. But Sam, something even just as much as important as Corey, we still got to do a wheel spin, and we got to let Josh Rutherford maybe sing a song or something.
Yeah, we can do that. We got time. We'll do the wheel spin real quick right here. I got the red one. I'll pull it up. $39.
3-9, nice.
3-9.
Almost in the middle.
I know the audience can't see it for some reason. An ad makes it disappear. I don't know why. Whatever. It said 39. Honest Scots. But it's 39. And as Terry said, ladies and gentlemen, we got to go ahead and start pre-race ceremonies. If you are able, please rise and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem, done as always by Joshua Rutherford. And thank you, as always, Joshua Rutherford, for a great rendition of our national anthem. Everybody, if you could, please go check out Josh's YouTube channel, Mullet Music Productions. Go ahead and give him a subscription, and it's free, and it helps him out a ton, and it helps us out a ton. We greatly appreciate it. Wrapping up the final seconds here in practice, nobody able to knock the 88 machine off the top of the board, at least in practice. We're going to have to see what happens here in qualifying.
Yeah, I was just sitting there looking at the times when you said that. The 88 with a 117.22 and the 12 with a 117.25. So they're going to be pretty close as guys starting to line up to get out there and do some qualifying.
We are at Sonoma Raceway, Motor Speedway, road course, whatever you want to call it. 88-degree track temp here, so it's going to be a hot and slick racetrack here tonight. It's also 81 degrees here in Sonoma.
Now, Sam, as you say that, I just had to look over. During their practice, the air tip was 78 degrees and the track was 80. So this thing is starting to get hot.
So it's going to be interesting here as we're watching Chris Carroll in the number 24. He's going really slow, maybe just trying to drag the brake a little bit, get some heat in those brakes, get some heat in the tires. We just mentioned how slick the racetrack actually is, And I'm wondering if that's going to gain an advantage for him, or is it going to be a disadvantage?
I tell you what, unless you get these tires, I think it's going to be a disadvantage myself. I think this thing's going to get really slick as the day goes on.
Let's take it a few other drivers, see what they're doing here. We're taking a look at Mark Arthur, last week's winner. Looking to lock himself into the Final Four. Championship race still yet to be determined. Remember, we have the league vote on what track is going to be the championship track.
Now, Sam, for some of the people out there that may not know this about that 12 car, Mark Arthur has won a road course, not with us, but he has won a road course one-handed. He had an arm in a sling about a year or so ago. He was able to pull off a win.
I don't know which one was more impressive, to be honest. If it was the one where he won a road course with a sling, or when he lapped the entire field at Dover with a sling.
I think they're both pretty daggone good.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, he gets into any of these cars, but the Arca car is really where he has always strived. I raced with him in NASCAR a little bit, a couple of seasons, and I mean, he was really hard to beat there as well. So he definitely knows what these Arca cars like, as he actually hits the grass a little bit there. So first lap's going to be invalidated for going off course for the number 12, but good thing he's got 2, right?
Sam, if you could pull his camera up, let people see what kind of stuff goes into this. I mean, we can see Mark working this thing.
Got him up on screen.
I mean, it's just, man, he is working the hell out of that steering wheel. He's got a death grip on it the way it looks.
I actually was watching him a little bit in practice there, Terry, and he was basically going through one of the corners one-handed while he was waiting to shift to get ready for the next corner. So it's definitely going to be a hard race tonight. 66 laps is the race length. 4 sets of tires is always in the pits. We just determined the competition caution, which is going to be on lap 39. It is a road course, so there will be no cautions before that. They will be localized, which means a full course caution will not come out until lap 39.
Dalton Kilroy now with the fastest lap of the 118.88, sitting at the top of the leaderboard, followed by the 44 Bach over the 119.03.
Yeah, Dalton still actually has another lap to go yet, too. And 118 is good, but remember, in practice, we saw 117s.
Correct.
But as Terry mentioned, the track temp has risen, so a 118 might be good enough. As I say that, never mind. Put my foot in my mouth. Andy Poliski, 117.68, takes provisional pole.
Well, Jamie Walker come in with a 117.10. He takes the pole.
And he actually thinks that that's going to be good enough to hold pole, because he's not even going to run his second lap. Poliski, sorry, Terry, but Poliski just went off track right there, so that's going to invalidate his second lap. Dalton crosses the line, finishing his second lap, and it was a little bit faster, but not much.
Watching Mark bring his final lap in. I don't know if he got the car off track all the way or not in a couple of those turns, to see if he gets a time right here.
Mark Arthur across the line, goes second fastest, 117.25.
That's how confident Jamie Walker was, right?
Exactly. I mean, like I said, he crossed the line on his first lap and was starting to go up the hill and just slowed down and decided to take it back to pit road.
So, Sam, we're actually seeing these guys qualify kind of where they was practicing the same lap times in the qualifying. Mark and Jamie and Poliski and Carroll up there with Dalton. I think Dalton actually got into the server just a hair bit late. But Corey Sherman in 7th instead of 6th, Bach over in 6th instead of 7th. So everybody's pretty much staying right where they was.
Taking a look at the 24, Chris Carroll once again. His first lap was a 118.17. A little bit faster than Dalton Kilroy. We're going to see if he can improve on his second.
Seeing out there in chat, Mr. Coffee Man, Derek Paulson, having hardware issues tonight. We will see him next week back at Talladega, I guess. Well, Derek, stick around and watch us, bud.
Here, Chris Carroll really revving that engine out, trying to get all he can here and go across the line. Any quicker for the number 24? It is. It's good enough for third fastest with a 117.56. So good lap for the number 24.
So 4 out of the top 5 right now are in the chase at the moment. Poliski sitting in 4th, is out there to make some spoils.
Yeah, I mean, even Aaron Bockover, too, up there in 6th, because that splits up Kilroe and Sherman. And you got Perkins up there who's still in the chase. You got Ellison in 10th, still in the chase.
And we notice Dees is out there now, I believe. Yeah, you got Dees up. He's out there trying to get a couple laps in.
Yeah, it looks like he might have invalidated his first lap time. Maybe went off track just a little bit. Trying to get all he can out of this number 17. Great Halloween paint scheme for the number 17. Happy Halloween from everyone here at True Sim Productions. And MF Racing Designs doing another great paint scheme here for the holidays.
Well, I want to do a mention tonight. Number 8, Amanda Sherman. She is not qualifying, even though she could, but Amanda will be starting from the pits tonight due to a violation of the rules last week.
Brian Dees goes 9th fastest with a 119.7.
I talked to Brian Dees earlier. He actually said he wasn't going to do a whole lot of practicing today, and I don't think it really matters with what he's doing now.
Well, Terry, it looks like that everybody who did want to qualify qualified. So, let's see here. Let's run down the grid so far. Let's see. You got Jamie Walker on provisional pole. Mark Arthur on the outside pole. That's your MF Racing Designs front row right now. Chris Carroll in 3rd. Poliski, Kilroe, Bockover. Some interesting names up here in the top 10. Especially to see Bockover up in 6th. I really wouldn't have struck him as much of a road racer.
Well, he's really not, but Aaron, actually, he does a lot of them. I think the V cars, or I can't remember what kind of car that is. I know he does a lot of that. But Aaron has it in his mind. He knows he has to race the track and not know drivers. So I can see Aaron staying where he's at, if not moving up a little higher.
Only 3 drivers electing to not take lap times, as Terry pointed out. Amanda Sherman in the number 8, Casey Campbell in the number 73, and Fred Thompson in the number 46, all deciding to start from the rear of the field. As Terry said, Amanda has to start from the pits. Shouldn't hurt her too bad here, though, being a road course, especially when we're going to get basically a halfway caution almost, or a little past halfway, and be able to get back up in this thing.
I'm sorry, I was getting bugged by Mark Arthur. All right, Sam, about 22 seconds left here in this qualifying. Nobody else is going out there. Got any picks tonight? You want to just not do that tonight?
What, picks?
Yeah.
If I pick anybody, they're not going to be in the playoffs. So I'll go Taylor Butcher Benjamin. How about that?
I'm going with that 32 car, Andy Poliski.
There you go. So everybody out in chat, get your picks in. We already seen some people get their picks in. It's time to start getting this grid going here. I'm trying to get everything set and squared away and good to go, and they're already starting to grid, Terry.
I'm sorry, Mark was talking. I'm sorry, what'd you say, buddy?
Nothing important, man. You're good. You're good. That's not sarcasm either. You are good, my friend.
Yeah, he's just kind of telling about the pit lanes and stuff. So this is kind of a strange pit lane. You're actually coming down, and your fuel and everything will be coming off. Oh wait, this is the left side, right?
much.
Yeah,
we gotta get through this grid here.
Oh, let's do it.
We got Jamie Walker is going to be starting on the pole in that number 88 machine with Mark Arthur to his outside. Chris Carroll's going to be starting in third with Andy Poliski starting in fourth position. Dalton Kilroy is going to be starting in fifth with Aaron Bach-over in the 44 to his outside. Corey Sherman, we talked to him before the race. He's going to be starting in seventh position with John Perkins in the 33 to his outside. Brian Dees in that number 17 machine is going to be starting in ninth position with Rick Thompson in the 76 starting in 10th. In 11th is going to be Paul Ellison in the number 55 with Joshua Rutherford in the number 64 starting in 12th. Moving on through the field here. Got Corey Rutherford in that number 5 machine starting in 13th with Taylor Butcher Benjamin, my pick, and the number 10 going to be starting in 14th. Bruce Pearson in that number 19 machine will be starting in 15th. Fred Thompson 16th, Casey Campbell 17th, and again Amanda Sherman has to start from the pit, so she will be starting in 18th. 18th driver is going to be starting this race tonight. First race of the round of 8.
Pace car fires off, and here we go. One lap around Sonoma, we get to green, and it's going to be interesting to see what we do going up the hill to that first turn to that hard right, Sam. And I honestly don't know which camera view to use here, buddy.
Yeah, we got some good ones, though, for the fans at home, for sure. I'm just trying to check something here on the SDK side of things. There it is.
I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start back here with Rick Thompson sitting back in 10th place. I'm going to watch there on the start of this while you're watching the front. Maybe I can pick something up here on the start, but like I said, and make a little bit of an S, go up that hill and make that hard right. A lot of times that's where a lot of people will overbrake or even underbrake, run into each other or run off into the grass.
Good shot of the field here coming over that hill. Down through the S's.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Pace car is going to drop down pit road here. Through the sharp right-hander. Jamie giving Mark plenty of room. He's going way wide. And they're going to bunch up nice and tight here coming to the green flag here at Sonoma. Green flag is in the air, and Jamie Walker leads them down into turn 1. They're going to go barreling up the hill here. It's going to be rough. Everybody's going to be getting everything they can. Oh, they're going to be side by side going through turn 1. Andy Poliski is going to get through nice and clean. Corey Sherman battling a teammate back here, looking to the inside. Or I guess I should say looking left. Can't be using inside and outside here, Terry. We're on a road course.
Yeah, you can't do that. I tell you what, these guys are getting single filed really nice. I don't know the turns. I mean, they're going around that one right there. But they're getting single filed out really quick.
Taking a look at Mark Arthur here in 4th position. He dropped 2 positions on that start. Lost them through the first section there.
Corey Sherman hard on the brakes into the grass.
He's got to get back into his rhythm here. He's going to have to do everything he can. Get every point he can. They're going to start to matter here.
As he gets his number 3 back up to speed. Like I say, we don't have a caution until lap 39, taking lap 40. Corey's got a long way to go now to get back up where he was at.
You know, he's got a long way to go, Terry, but that's the thing. He gets back into a rhythm, gets his composure back, starts passing cars again, gets that caution on lap 39. Everything's going to be gravy for him.
watching 88, Jamie Walker. It looked like he's just going at a snail's pace, but that snail's pace has put him over a second lead over Chris Carroll already.
Yeah, but Chris Carroll doing a pretty good job trying to run him down. That was obviously the first lap around the track, so the times are going to be a little off, but Jamie was about a second faster, a 124.4 to a 125.4.
Mark Arthur was hard on the brakes coming into that hard right turn. Didn't want to run over that 41 of Dalton Kilrow, not just yet.
Someone we didn't really talk a whole lot about is that 41 during practice. Remember, he is still a part of this championship battle. Also running an MF Racing Designs Halloween special.
Yeah, Michael Falk done it up this week for these guys on the MFRD team. Mark Arthur tightened to the barrels or tires, whatever those things are, but did not gain any ground on Dalton Kilrow in the 41.
Yeah, it seemed like he might have almost over-rotated that car just a little bit, trying to get to the back bumper of Dalton. I mean, Mark Arthur losing it! He's going in the grass! One of the big hitters going off course here at Sonoma. I looked over for a secondary in the in-car cameras, and he was wheeling it.
That gave Poliski the 4th place spot now since Mark ran off the road like that.
I'll tell you what, though, Terry, look at the timing and scoring right now between first and second. Jamie Walker, fastest lap, of course, that time by 1:17.4, but Chris Carroll ran a 1:17.6. Only 2/10 off. At a road course, that is a lot, but you can make it up in one section and lose it in another.
Absolutely. And again, our time and scoring is not going to be right up to date like we would be on an oval. So it's going to be a second for you guys to see the changes that we see.
Good shot. You see the gap right there from Jamie Walker to Chris Carroll. From Carroll back to Kilrow. Kilrow back to Poliski. It's a pretty even gap between the top 5, it looks like, Terry. About a second between each other.
Yeah, also, you know, back behind Poliski is Bach over about the same distance.
Hey, Aaron Bachhover actually doing a really good job avoiding staying out of trouble. He's up one spot from the start of the race, but still up in the top 5, having a good run so far.
Brian Dees in the 17. He's about 2 seconds behind Bachhover in the 5th place. Mark Arthur has got himself back up in the 7th place, trying to run down Brian Dees. Chase contender Rick Thompson right now running in 8th place, started in 10th. He is up 2 spots. He is behind Mark Arthur. I don't know if he's trying to catch him or just trying to finish this race.
Well, another championship contender right now, Terry, is that 55 of Paul Ellison. He's running a CJR Graphics Halloween special.
Yes, Corey done a great job on those cars this week, too.
Actually, another work in progress racing team member right behind Paul is the 64 Joshua Rutherford, also running a CJR Graphics Halloween special looking car. Looks like he's got some kind of spiderweb design looking thing going on there.
So I'm on the 8 car right now. We know she's had to start from the pits. She has since then got around Fred Thompson. So she is trying to make her way forward.
She's up 2 spots since the start of the race, which she started 18th. So she's up to 16th. Got a lot of ground to make up, but she's not doing bad. Having a good run.
Did Casey Campbell even turn a lap?
I'm not sure. Looks like he's on pit road here. It doesn't look like he has any damage to the race car. Not sure, Terry.
Huh. So I'm back up here on the 88 car. Well over 4 seconds over second place Chris Carroll. Could Jamie Walker lock himself in tonight?
I mean, that's all he needs, right? And then he doesn't have to worry when we go to Talladega next week or Iowa the following week. All he has to do is just sit back and ride. This would be a good place for him to do it. He's always been successful on road courses, but Mark kind of pointed it out. Jamie has not really put together the season we've seen him put together in the past.
Sam, I don't think we should have talked about him. As I'm watching him,
I'm just ignoring it, Terry. I didn't see it.
Okay. I won't say that he's blinking.
I didn't see it. I didn't see nothing. I'm looking at the 24, Chris Carroll. I don't know what you saw.
As long as Jamie ignores it, we'll be all right.
Well, you know, Terry, it's kind of weird because look at what lap we're on of what lap. 6 of 66, and Jamie started blinking. Coincidence? I think not.
Right.
I actually want to point out real quick, Terry, sorry, but we were talking about Halloween paint schemes. We can't not talk about the number 5 of Corey Rutherford, the main proprietor of CJR Graphics. And that number 5 machine, an old Terry Labonte Halloween car, looking really cool. The old Kellogg's, got the Frankenstein on the hood. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, he's got a gaggle of cars up there fronting with Corey Sherman, his brother Joshua Rutherford, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin up there in front of him.
Now, remember, we saw Corey Sherman. He fell back quite a few positions, and he's up in this mess right now, but trying to make his way back up through the field. He's doing a good job of it. He's looking here to the inside of the 64, Joshua Rutherford. I believe, if I remember correctly, this is turn 11.
Perkins, got in there really tight. Almost got him the bumper of that 5 car.
They all spread back out. Corey Sherman, man, he got around the 64 and just said, see ya. He is gone. Now trying to run down Paul Ellison in number 55.
Kenny Polisky in that 32 car has caught up a little bit to the 41 of Dalton Kilrow.
Well, there's another one we haven't talked about yet tonight, Terry, is Andy Polisky's paint scheme. CJR Graphics Halloween special right there. Happy Halloween, Charlie Brown.
Well, I was talking to Corey Rutherford today. I was looking at his paints, and I kept looking at that 32 car. It's like, I love what he does, but that is probably my favorite paint out of tonight's race.
The old Great
that Snoopy
Pumpkin
car. Yeah. Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Jamie Walker, so good.
No, go ahead, Terry.
I was going to say Jamie Walker still our race leader by almost 5 seconds over second place Chris Carroll.
Well, Terry, I was wondering, you said you talked to a couple people before the race. Did you get a fuel run by chance?
Sam, I think it's somewhere between 15 and 20, and we're at lap 8 now, so we still got a good 8 to 11 laps to go or so.
Well, in that case, we're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break and pay our sponsors. We'll be right back. Stick around.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Shut up and sit down.
And we are back live here at Sonoma. Jamie Walker still your race leader with about a 6.4 second lead, Terry.
Yeah, he's just walking away from Chris Carroll. Again, we got a caution lap at 39. This guy's going to take a break, which is kind of nice. Pretty much in between the race here at a halfway point. Everybody take a break, maybe get a drink of water or something. Because, Sam, you know just as well as I do, these type of tracks right here, you don't have time to take your hands off the wheel and grab nothing.
Well, you realistically don't even have time to think, right? I mean, you're worrying about what gear you're in, your shift points, making sure you're hitting your marks, making sure you're not using too much curb in one corner, but using a lot of curb in another corner. I mean, while there's a lot of thoughts going on inside that race car, these drivers just don't have time to think about it.
Well, one thing I really want to do, I've been watching chat. I want to give a big shout out to Kyle Wellman, and Paulson out there. You guys keep it up, man. Keep the conversations going. We like that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Helps us out a ton, as usual.
I mean, if you guys ask a question, we miss it. We do apologize, but we still got a race to call.
Here, I got a question for the chat. This will get them going. What track do you think you'd most likely see to be the championship race this year?
Now remember, no speedway or road course.
Yeah, no road course or super speedways. So Daytona and Talladega. Actually, you know what? That means Atlanta too. They're gone.
Yeah, see, Michigan's considered a speedway, but yet
it's not a super speedway though.
Right.
So the couple last races that we had championship-wise was what? Charlotte. We had Michigan a couple of times. Pretty much all what comes down to what was the best racing, really.
And that's what we try to tell the guys in chat or in our Discord. Please try to pick the one you think was the best race. Not necessarily what Jamie Walker's going to win or Chris or, you know, our top forward's going to be in that. Michael Falk out there. Michael says he hopes it's Michigan.
we're taking a look at Mark Arthur here. Remember, he had that mishap a few laps ago. He's found his way back up into 6th. Hasn't really gone forward, hasn't really gone backward. Putting the pressure on the back of that 44 machine, though. Oh, he's going to send it in here, down into the hairpin. Oh, he locks up. Bockover's going to loop it. Bockover loops it, getting on the binders there.
I think he got Bockover maybe by a little surprise there. Aaron wanted that inside where he couldn't go. That gave the Tanner Butcher Benjamin to run up on him to try to get a lap back.
Is the championship race final race 700 laps or 50? You know, about 699.
Michael, how you doing, buddy? That's my brother up in Wisconsin, I do believe.
Well, it's about 699. That's actually going to be a good question, Terry, is how many laps will the championship race be?
Yeah, well, I'd imagine we're going to do what we have in the past, Sam, and just keep it right there at that 60% of what the Cup guys would do. So, but again, what track are we going to go to?
So Mark Arthur got around Bockover, and he's starting to gap him. Starting to catch up to the back of this 32, Andy Poliski, really quickly. But Jamie Walker has been just walking away with this thing thus far. Has led all 16 laps and has about a 7-second gap over second place Chris Carroll.
Well, Sam, we're on lap 16 right now. So we have right now up to about lap 20, probably maybe even 21. These guys are going to have to start bringing these things down pit road as Mark Arthur works underneath Fred Thompson at 46. Fred moved over, let that 12 go. Great job out of Fred.
Oh, we got to do a couple of things here today. Let's go ahead and ride on board with Mark Arthur. Because we got an in-car with him. We were showing him a little bit earlier. And then we'll show the other driver we got on in-car.
Yeah, can you do both of it? I mean, can you do the in-car and bring Mark's actual in-car up?
Yeah.
Do that and let them watch, how his movement is with everything. We can do the same thing with Corey. And then I want to mention something when you get to Corey.
Here I'm really working that throttle going through that little short shoot down the front stretch. Using up all the racetrack there. He said, let's go to, yeah, we got Corey Rutherford also on the car. Bring him up.
So something interesting I want to say here, Sam. We watched Mark, and now we're watching Corey. It's just a difference in how these guys are handling the rig. Mark is just, it looks like he's just manhandling it. And Corey Rutherford, he just acts like he's out for a Sunday drive.
Yeah, there's definitely two different sides of the racer right there, I guess you could say. Mark is pushing his car over the line where it seems like Corey's kind of being real cool, collected, and just kind of trying to get to that lap 39 caution.
But then again, Corey may be doing something, maybe a little strategy going on. Not that there's a whole lot we can do here at Sonoma.
Oh, save it, Corey. We showed him on camera. He got loose there going through the S's. I thought we were about to witness him wreck it. I was going to say, we are just batting 1,000 with this bad luck.
Corey, you're going to have to turn the audio off on us, bud. You can't. Oh, Mark Arthur's sideways, but he got her straightened back up.
he's definitely doing all he can to try and get himself back up into the front, to get himself back into contention, try and win this thing, lock himself into that final four. Almost to the back bumper of Andy Polisky as he goes through the bottleneck turn right there, down through the S's. Andy Polisky still trying to hunt down Dalton Kilrow. Coming down here in the final corner. He's doing good, but man, I tell you what, Jamie Walker is just a man on a mission, trying to make sure he can lock himself in to run for a championship. Now, Jamie has been a heavy hitter in Blazing Pedals for the past 3 or 4 seasons, but has never been able to walk home with that championship title.
Absolutely, Sam. And I've kind of joked with him in the past, along with when Chris and Rick was doing this. Is always the bridesmaid, but never the bride.
It might finally be his year, though, Terry. I mean, he's been coming out these past few weeks. He's had a couple little mishaps, but other than that, he's been running good. Made it in the round of 8. Might be able to point his way into the final 4 if tonight doesn't work out. Jamie Walker sitting good right now.
Corey Sherman just got his way around Corey Rutherford for getting him another spot. He's back there in 10th place. Remember, Corey had a little incident earlier, got his number 3 sideways, lost a few spots. Now he's on a tear trying to get them back.
And he's doing good. I mean, the past couple of laps, he's made up quite a lot of time. Like you said, he just passed Corey Rutherford there for 10th. Now back inside the top 10, trying to hunt down Paul Ellison, which he's got about a 5-second gap to.
Seeing Coffee Man out there talking about Polisky and Kilrow. We're sorry we didn't get to bring it to you, but we was on a commercial. Polisky was at one time all over the back end of that 41, guys. So, again, we have to pay the bills, so we're sorry we missed that for you. And Sam, I just thought of something. I don't have to pull double duty tonight.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't have to talk to race control.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Ooh, Polisky looked like he got really hard on the brakes right there. The car might have almost came out from under him. And that's the thing we got to watch for here, ladies and gentlemen, is that wheel hop. If they downshift just a little too quickly, and those back tires start to chatter on them, they could send the vehicle around.
Yeah, and it's not a track you want to do that, and it just takes so long to get around this track. I mean, we've got everybody's kind of close. I mean, oh, there we go. We got pit stops by Andy Polisky.
Jamie Walker, Chris Carroll are on pit road. I want to see what Jamie does here, Terry. We're going to keep a camera on him. He's going to come down into his pit stall. First pit stall. I am not seeing the jack go up on that 88 machine. No, it's going to be fuel only and away for the 88. Dalton Kilrow in the 41 decides to stay out on track along with the 12 of Mark Arthur. Now remember, last week we saw it. Mark Arthur played the best fuel strategy of the race.
He absolutely did. 44, I believe, actually just took fuel. I mean, I'm sorry, you got tires and fuel. I think that was the 44. Oh, nope, wrong car, my bad. Oh, that was Chris Carroll.
Sorry about that, Terry. We might have somebody else joining us this evening.
All right, I'm okay with that.
Trying to get it figured out.
Oh, you go right ahead, buddy. You go right ahead. I'll see what I can talk about in here while you're messing around. I'm back on the 88. I don't know what are you on, the 12?
I'm on the 88 now if you want to talk about him.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm watching the 88 here. He is, where is he at? He's showing third place right now, but that's because the other guys have not pitted yet. That's right now. Okay, now Jamie is back in first place. Mark Arthur and Dalton Kilbro, both in the pits right now. Jamie Walker with a just ginormous lead tonight over these guys. Chris Carroll is out on track finally. He had a 14.9 pit stop. He took tires along with Dalton Kilbro in that 41. Andy Poliski in the 32. He took tires. Mark Arthur took tires. Jamie Walker did not take tires. Now, Sam, I don't know if you're back yet, but this is going to be interesting.
Let's see here. Yeah, you said 3 people took tires. Yeah. Jamie Walker's got a 13-second gap over Chris Carroll, so that's going to be a lot of time to make up. I kind of like the strategy Jamie's playing because now he has more tires than everybody else, right? He's got the gap. All he has to do is maintain it. We get that lap 39 caution. He's still in the lead. He's got nothing to worry about, right?
Absolutely. I mean, 17 laps. I mean, before we get to an actual caution or a break for these drivers. Let's see. Jamie Walker, Paul Ellison came in with fuel only. So him and Jamie Walker, the only two did not take tires so far. Ellison might be on the same strategy as Jamie. Jamie trying to work around a little bit of lap traffic here. It looks like the 64 of Joshua Rutherford.
Looks like Josh is going to go ahead and just pull over and let the 88 go by. Class act move for the number 64.
I've been watching kind of the Iracing little ticker down there. I know what you know what I'm talking about, Sam. Taylor Butcher Benjamin keeps dropping out and coming back in.
Yeah, but I tell you what, he's still out there and he's still racing. Loyalty, Terry. There it is right there.
Loyalty. Who you got, Sam?
We got Tanner Marr joining us in the booth tonight, Terry.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
What's up, buddy?
Man, oh man, had a rough day, just now getting home, saw that y'all are calling the action here, trying to get logged in myself, and gonna watch these last 40 or so laps, I do believe.
Well, Tanner, you could have had your wife logged in and stuff, put yourself on the pitch, you could have finished this race.
I didn't think nothing about it, man. I was close to making it home, and then I got tied up at the shop. It's just been one of those days.
Oh, we're glad you come in tonight and join us a little bit here. Hurry up and get logged in. You can help us call this thing.
That's what we're trying to do here.
So back to the action. Jamie Walker, 10-second gap over Chris Carroll. So last time by, Chris Carroll was about 2 seconds faster than Jamie. So I think he could catch him by lap 39.
Yeah, but again, you said it yourself. It was a smart move out of Jamie, probably not to take tires. A big, almost 10-second gap on second runner, Chris Carroll. And we'll see, we're lap 24 right now, so we still got 15 laps before we get to that 39.
Well, that being said, we're going to go ahead and take another quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we're back live here for the Blazing Pedals TRJKarting.com Arca Series. Jamie Walker still maintaining that race lead, taking fuel only on that last pit stop. Tanner, Terry, what do you guys think about it?
I'm having a great time, believe it or not. I know we got a small car count of 17, 18 with Casey still being in the pits, but dude, I'm having a great time sitting there watching this tonight. Jamie Walker out in front by 8 seconds, so them tires that Carroll took is making a difference.
I'll be honest here, boys. I'm disappointed I'm not out there, but I'm excited to get in here and call the action. I did catch a little bit of the broadcast before I actually jumped in here, and I think we need to change Jamie's last name from Walker to Runner because he's just been running away from the field all night.
Yeah, Tanner, you're absolutely right on that. And Sam and I debated a little earlier about even talking about Walker. As soon as we did earlier, he actually started blinking.
Oh no, the broadcast is cursed. It's real.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, with me at least, it's more than real. Every time I pick someone, all right, so here's a good example. I picked Taylor Butcher Benjamin tonight out on a whim. He's had problems ever since I said that.
Right, I saw he was a few laps down earlier when I jumped on here. What about, I heard y'all mention, y'all spun the wheel, right? Lap 39 is going to be the caution period tonight. What's the fuel look like? Are these guys, are they good enough to make it to the caution lap now?
Yeah, everybody who just pit on lap 20, 21, they can all make it to the lap 39 caution.
Right on. So they're basically just riding now, just trying to get there until they can get them all rebunched back up and stack them up again and try again, right?
That's pretty much it. I mean, you got a couple of guys. You had Corey Sherman. We're taking a look at him right now going through the S's. He had a little mishap. He's about to go a lap down here, it looks like, too. But he's been trying to fight his way back up through the field ever since then, trying to get a good finish here.
Lap down, I mean, that's not what you want, especially on a road course. I mean, anywhere, but a road course, it's hard to get that lap back. It's almost impossible, right? Unless you are in the lucky dog spot, which somebody probably will be whenever this caution does come out, because it looks like Walker has a few guys out in front of him right now.
I tell you what. Go ahead, Terry.
I would say he is definitely running down that 3-car. Has a 3-car now, trying to get underneath Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Taylor Butcher Benjamin gives it a little slide, so I don't know what that done to Walker behind him.
This is a very tough spot of the track right here. It's actually my least favorite spot of the track because they come up over that hill, they hit that crest, and the car just gets so light it wants to step out from underneath you. So I've been watching as they're coming up through that portion of the track, and this spot right here, this is the old school version of the circuit, correct?
Yes, it is.
That's okay. That's what I thought. I'm not used to running this side of it right here, so this would be new to me if I was out there as they come through the S's here.
I actually prefer this configuration. I
think I do
liked
too.
It. They carry way more speed coming down to that bottleneck, that right-hander there. The carousel, it's no longer in use. I don't know. I just always preferred this configuration versus the other one.
And then right here, I love this spot because you're going super fast. You're getting up through the gears, but then you're coming basically to a hairpin right here. You're downshifting as quick as you can, trying to get that car slowed up. Great passing opportunity right here in this final corner.
Yeah, it's a great passing opportunity. As you see, Jamie Walker tried to make a move on Corey Sherman right there. And remember, Corey's in jeopardy of going a lap down. If he goes a lap down, not a big deal. What he doesn't want to happen is maybe Rutherford go a lap down right after that, right? He wants to stay in that lucky dog spot, but more than anything, he wants to stay in front of that leader and doing a good job doing so right now.
And right now, Sam, he's got 8 laps. He has to stay in front of Walker, so he's not going that lap down. Or if Jamie puts another car up in front of him, which I believe is Perkins.
Well, I tell you what, he got a little bit of a cushion now because he just got around the 5 of Corey Rutherford. So now Jamie has to get around Rutherford before he can get to Sherman.
Now the points battle, the way they're shaking out right now, you'll have to remind me, is Sherman still in the points picture right now? Is he trying to make it to the round of 4?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so if I'm Jamie, I'm up on that wheel a little bit tighter, right? If you can put your playoff competitors a lap down, especially at a road course, I think Walker's smelling blood in the water right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of mind games being played, right? Like, you want to try and put those guys a lap down, like you said. You want to try to eliminate your competition. Make it as easy as you can for yourself in the final race.
You're exactly right. There you see right there, Walker just got around the 5 of Rutherford. Now he has his eyes set on the 3 car of Sherman.
Oh, man. I don't want to see Sherman. I think he's going to push himself too much. He's going to take car loose somewhere, and that's just going to let Walker walk right on by him.
That's all it takes, especially at a road course. You cannot afford to look at your mirror for a split second. You need to keep your eyes focused, but when you have the leader right behind you, it's hard not to glance up at that mirror.
Oh, no. Not again.
What happened, Terry? You good?
Oh, I'm fine. It's my screen going black when I'm on a certain car.
Ah. All right, then. Well, not a big deal. If you need a second, I think me and Taylor can cover
No, it ain't me. It's
all
the
right.
car. Hey, the 88 blinking again.
Oh, no.
I was trying to say it in code. That way we wasn't really talking about the 88, but right now he's just shy of 6.5 seconds above Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll in that 24 is doing. I'm clicking the wrong button. Just doing what he can to get up there to Walker right now.
So Carroll is on fresh rubber right now compared to Walker, correct?
Yes, he is.
And when I jumped in here, he was about 8 seconds back, so he has cleared 2-second gap onto the race leader, Jamie Walker. But I don't think the time's there within the next 6 or so laps before that caution period at lap 39.
Yeah, we got 7 laps right now. We're at lap 33, going to 7 laps. I don't know how to add. Yeah, you're right. 6. Duh.
I had enough fingers on that one, so.
Did you? Yeah, good deal.
But something I'd like to point out, though, last time by, Jamie Walker, your race leader, he ran a 120.2 compared to second place's 119.9. So it's been kind of going back and forth, right? When Carroll first came out of the pits, he was running about 2 seconds faster than Jamie. Now it seems like the tires have kind of plateaued off, and they're running even times. Carroll's just a little bit better here on this short run of tires.
I was going to say, I'm surprised the tire advantage is not bigger than that, right? Only, what'd you say, 3/10 right there? That's not very, very much quicker, especially on a road course like this when you're doing, what, a minute and 20-second lap, something like that. So, I mean, tires have definitely evened out between our race leader, Jamie Walker, and second place, Chris Carroll.
Yeah, because even if you go back here to third place and fourth place of Dalton Kilrow and Mark Arthur, they're both still running 119s. Mark a little bit faster than Dalton, but the top 4 are all running pretty much identical lap times, and the second, third, and fourth place drivers all took tires.
I'm watching the Pepto-Bismol car of Mark Arthur right there, the pink and yellow 12 car. I know he's always stout on road courses. And
John Perkins in the grass.
Ooh, that's not good.
It's not a good spot either. He's going to have to try and rejoin nice and clean here. Tries to give Carroll some room.
Wow, that could have been dangerous for Carroll right there.
Yeah, and John still in this playoffs, too. I mean, he's still got that yellow banner on, so he's going to have to try and get back in his rhythm here.
Man, is Sherman laying over a little bit, letting husband Corey Sherman by, and the 88 of Walker.
Ooh, Sherman didn't want to see that. Sherman said, let me by, but don't let the 88 by. Hold him up as long as you can.
Exactly. Jump in there between us, slow him down a little bit.
Yeah,
watching them come through that S's is wild. That's wild to see how fast they're going, carrying so much speed through the S's. It's insane watching these guys,
Oh,
how much
man.
talent they have. Oh, off the track a little bit for Sherman.
Yeah, Sherman got off the track just a little bit. He sends it
Oh!
way too hard going down into the final corner.
That comes to watching your mirror right there. All it takes is a split second. He saw the leader behind him, thought he had to go.
Okay.
That's going to put Sherman a lap down now.
Well, here's the thing now, Tanner. He just got lapped. He's going to have to either push super hard to get back around Jamie or pray that Jamie doesn't catch Ellison here in the next 4 laps.
Exactly. And if Jamie catches Ellison, Sherman has to stay right there with Jamie. He needs to be basically a tow hitch right now, a trailer around here. You got to stay right there with the 88. Any car the 88 passes, he has to pass them too.
And that's the second time we've seen Sherman have problems since tonight. Sherman, I believe, he did take tires. Yeah, he took tires last time also. So he's actually on fresher rubber than Walker is.
Jamie's not pulling away that quickly, though. Corey's hanging on strong. I give him credit. He's lost a little bit of time here, but still trying everything he can to try and get that lap back the hard way.
Walker all over the back end of that 55 of Ellison.
And, you know, let's not just talk about Corey Sherman. Paul Ellison's another playoff driver, right? So he's going to be probably put up a fight here.
Absolutely. Look here, Jamie's using that passing opportunity the last corner. I love this corner, but man, oh man, I hate it. Paul Ellison washes up high, just gives the lane to Jamie. That's going to allow Corey Sherman to also close in, get a little bit closer to Paul here.
Well, that also gives us a pretty good battle here in the final 3 laps before this caution comes out. Because now Corey Sherman, he has to catch up to Ellison and get around him. Because now Ellison's in the lucky dog spot. Both of these guys are playoff drivers.
Now, I want to say, I don't know if y'all spoke on it already tonight or not, but shout out to Corey Rutherford for painting all these Halloween schemes up. There's some really cool, unique-looking cars out here that Rutherford put together. I know MF Race Designs Michael Falk put together the one for the 41 as well. Pretty cool to see our painters. They represent us out here, right? They come out here, they put us in unique stuff all the time, so shout out to both of them guys for that.
Yeah, actually, I want to shout out Paul Ellison's car because I love the moon pie paint scheme.
Absolutely.
That paint scheme is awesome.
See, I'm from the South, so Moon Pie, RC, that was like kind of our thing when we grew up, right? So I see that. You don't see Moon Pie very often anymore nowadays, and see it on Paul's car, especially the way it's on that car. That's a fantastic paint scheme right there.
I want to say something, guys. The 12 Mark Arthur, Sam, we seen him earlier have that bad problem, got her sideways. Back up to 4th place right now. Still down 2 spots from the start of this race.
And still trying to hunt down Dalton Kilroe. Go ahead, Tanner.
Our viewers can't see it, but I see Mark's camera, his in-car cam down here, and he is working that wheel, fellas. He is trying to get everything he can out of that Barbie number 12. And, I mean, it's showing because he's got some real estate now between him and I believe that's Dalton. No, that's Dalton in front of him. So, yes, you are correct. Mark's in 4th. He's trying to chase down Dalton right now, but he is really working that wheel. Watching him on his in-car camera in real life is actually really impressive to see just what he's doing with that car.
So, Tanner, guess what? We can show our viewers Mark Arthur driving. We got him up on screen right now.
Kind of a cue. That was kind of a cue. There you go, right on. So, I mean, just the way he's having to drive one-handed, he's reaching over, he's grabbing that gear shifter, and he's really working them feet, the gas, the brake, the clutch. I mean, it's above and beyond these fast guys, just how great they are on these road courses. The stuff they got to do to be great like that.
So, Tanner, one thing, we don't see it now, but Corey Rutherford actually had his in-car up also. And we was kind of comparing the two. Mark all up on that steering wheel, and Corey actually looked like he was out for a Sunday drive. That just shows the different, just the different ways everybody does this stuff.
Right, it comes all back down to driving styles, right, and how somebody wants to attack the track. And I've just got a text message from Mr. MFRD, Michael Falk himself. The 17 car, Brian Dees, also has a fantastic Halloween paint scheme based off the Halloween Ends new movie. Look at that right there. That is one beautiful paint scheme. That may actually be the best paint scheme of the night. And maybe I'm biased because of MF Racing Designs, but man, oh man, what a freaking job he did on that car.
Well, I tell you what, you can like that one. I'm going to pick the Moon Pies one.
You're going Moon Pie?
I'm going Moon Pie.
Each their own. I understand it.
It may not be Halloween, but...
Dee's having a good night, running 7th right now. So he's having a pretty good night on the road course out here as well.
Tanner, I don't know if you saw, though, but another CJR graphics paint scheme that we shouted out a little earlier is that 32 car.
Blicky.
Yeah, the great pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Right, you can never go wrong with Charlie Brown. There's Snoopy on the car somewhere. Let's see. Do y'all see Snoopy anywhere?
Let's see if I can't get a good camera angle on him here.
It's hard to get a camera angle at a road course, right? Because they're all zoomed back out. That is a good-looking paint scheme. These guys, they go above and beyond for us drivers. They are the unsung heroes. There is Snoopy on the rear quarter panel. I saw it.
Guys, we're on the final lap for this round here. About ready to throw the caution.
Yeah, well, something I wanted to point out, guys, while we were talking about those awesome paint schemes is Chris Carroll playing a little bit of strategy here. He came down pit road before this competition caution is going to fly, and that'll give him the lead when we go back green because he'll stay out while everybody else pits.
Right, that's very, very, very true and very smart. That's going to give him the track position. He's not going to have the tire advantage anymore, but we've already saw tires even out fairly quick, right? So if he can try to stay out in front of the 88, the 41, the 12, and whoever else here, it might be a race-winning move right there, even though we still have quite a bit of laps remaining.
Absolutely. We're about ready to have a caution here, guys. As soon as the 88 of Jamie Walker crosses out line, caution flag will fly. We had to line these guys up, let them get a break more than anything.
So Jamie Walker coming through the final corner here. Once he crosses the line, caution flag should be flying.
And O'Terry right here, he mentioned give these drivers a break. I know maybe not all of them want to see this caution. Somebody like Jamie Walker, he wants to probably keep going, stay in rhythm. But I can tell you what, Mark Arthur wants to see this caution because that man is working it. It is insane to see just the different driving styles everybody has as cautions out on the speedway.
Definitely caution is out on the speedway finally for these guys. Look at Mark. Mark is still driving that thing like he's got something to do.
Right. He's a male person. He's getting paid by that, paid on salary. He's trying to get the job done, it looks like.
As he got sideways.
They still got to catch the pace car. That's the thing.
This right here, being a competitor every Sunday, especially on these road courses like when we run in Roval, this is a race in and of itself because you don't want to take forever catching up because then that starts hurting your chances to pit. I hate this right here when we race on road courses, trying to catch the field.
Well, I tell you what, guys, while these guys go ahead and catch up, we'll go ahead and take a little break. We'll go side by side so the fans won't miss a thing. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
A meeting with D's after.
And we're back live here at Sonoma. Everybody coming down pit road. Let's see, who can we bring up and talk to? Let's see here. Who's in the playoffs? Okay, yeah, let's talk to him. Paul Ellison, driver the number 55. It's Sam, Terry, and Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, we saw you try to have to hold off Corey there. Kind of walk me through your race so far. Yeah, I know you're still in the points, so how do you feel about tonight?
I'm just hoping to survive it, honestly. I'm not good at road courses. I didn't take tires that first stop, hoping to gain some time, but ended up losing too much. I just couldn't put any power down to keep them behind me.
Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to try and race away and get yourself a lap back really the old-fashioned way, but you're sitting there in 10th. How do you feel about the rest of the race?
I just hope somebody above 10th place spins off and doesn't finish, and maybe I can gain some more spots, but that's about all I can hope for.
All right, man. We'll let you get back down there with your team, and good luck in the rest of the race.
Yeah, thank you.
That was driver of the number 55, Paul Ellison. Wonder if we can actually, you know what? We can bring up Corey. We can bring up him and talk to him real quick again.
Is he trying to get back up there?
He is, but I'm gonna talk to him anyway. Corey Sherman, driver to number 3. It's Sam, Terry, and Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Hey, I know you're trying to catch back up to the field, so I won't keep you too long. But hey, how do you feel about the rest of this race? You had to fight your way there, trying to stay on the lead lap. You managed to get the lucky dog, trying to get a good points night here. What do you think you got in that 3 car?
Well, I'm probably going to get black flag because Fred's got to pass me for the start, so I'll probably get in my race.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll just go let you get caught back up with the field, and good luck in the rest of the race, man.
Yep.
So there you have it, guys.
Man, oh man.
Tanner, what do you think?
You hear the frustration in his voice, right? Because he's scared to death to get the black flag right here, right? Got that lucky dog. The field's got to get by him, but then he's on a double-edged sword because he has to catch the field too, right? So I heard pure frustration in his voice. And he has about a minute and 20 seconds to also sit there and think about that frustration because we are at a road course instead of an oval.
I'd like to point out, we missed it, guys. They went back green flag racing already.
Oh, my goodness.
So
yeah, so hold on a minute. So we got Corey Sherman with the black flag, Josh Rutherford with a black flag, Casey Campbell with a meatball flag, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin has disconnected again due to packet loss.
Man.
So that's race-changing implications right there. That really stinks for Sherman right here because we have been watching him pretty close tonight. For him to get a black flag here, that's going to be a 30-40-second penalty. That's going to allow Walker and Chris Carroll, who is our race leader now. We did miss going green. That's going to allow Carroll to start getting right there to him as Carroll's coming to the final corner. Sherman's still on pit road.
So I would like to tell the fans that the black flag situation has been discussed between the admin team. However, we have never changed rules mid-season. It's unfortunate what happened to the 3, but you got to take stuff like that on the chin this season, and next season we're going to see if we can't get that rectified.
Yeah, I'm not going to voice my opinion.
Oh, sorry, Tanner.
Hey, no, man, everybody's allowed to have an opinion, right? I mean, yeah, we all know that Iracing does some bogus black flags, right? But the thing is that we kind of made it a thing that we haven't really done it all season, right? And we don't like to change rules through the season. But it has been discussed, so next season, it's probably going to be different.
Right. I hate for somebody like Sherman who's been fighting so hard. We saw him fighting for his life to stay on the lead lap and then fighting for his life to remain in the lucky dog spot. And now basically he's a lap down and don't really have a way to get it back now, right?
Well, he's a lap down, Tanner, but he can still get to John Perkins and Paul Ellison, get at least 7th position here tonight, and still walk away with a good points night.
Oh, you are correct. If I get 7th at a road course, I feel like I won the thing, right? These road courses are not easy. You see some of the best drivers start making mistakes. Look here, Jamie Walker is right to the back bumper of the 24 of Chris Carroll as they're going to start climbing up the hill right here. Carroll has to be careful. Remember, this is a very, very tough technical portion of the track as they start to crest over this hill.
Jamie Walker just ran the fastest lap of the race of a 1:17.34. Chris Carroll that time by was a 9.7, so Jamie was 0.3 faster that lap.
And the eye test showed us too, just by how close the 88 was able to get there to the 24. Now 24 is getting ready to have to work through some lap traffic. Fred Thompson actually gives these drivers the preferred lane on the outside here. And I see the Pepto-Bismol car, Mark Arthur back there. He is also trying to chase down 2nd and 1st place of Walker and Carroll right now.
You keep calling it Pepto-Bismol. Now I want to do this. Hey, Michael, can we get a Pepto-Bismol car for Mark, since it is technically pink? I mean,
it's pink and yellow. That's just the first thing I think of, right?
Yeah,
whenever I see that.
Yeah, Pepto-Bismol. Yeah, Michael, Pepto-Bismol car, bro. We got to see it out on track. Championship race. If Mark makes it to the 4, Pepto-Bismol car. What do you guys think?
I'm wholeheartedly on
I'd like
board.
to see that.
So, Sam, I noticed in the YouTube chat, somebody was talking about, I see Mark has VR hooked up. What do you commentators think of VR racing compared to just racing looking at your monitors? I'm a monitor racer. I know you race VR. Terry, are you VR or do you race on monitors?
No, I also do VR, and Mike, that is actually my brother out there. He knows I race on a monitor, a VR, but he wants to know the difference in them, Tanner. So the difference with the VR, you're more immersed into what you're doing, and you can actually get a little car sick if you're not used to that thing with the way it moves around, and because your body doesn't move, I mean, your brain thinks it should be moving. It will make you sick if you're not used to it.
That makes sense. I never even thought about that. I've thought about like the headaches and stuff like that. I am a VR wannabe. I want to get into VR so bad. I've just never pulled the trigger on it. But I see like Mark right now, all these guys racing in VR. There's a lot of VR users in this league. And thinking a track like Sonoma tonight where you're constantly having to look around a corner or something like that, that's a huge advantage if you have a VR headset on.
It definitely is. And I've watched Mark a few times tonight in some of these turns. He actually turns his head, like right there. He's turning his head, going around his turn, make sure he's hitting his spot. It makes a big change. Even on an oval, you look to the right, you look to your left. There's a car right there. It makes a big difference.
Right. I can just imagine being able to look across your car right out the passenger window, and when you're trying to side draft somebody or something like that, you can really tell how close you are. So the immersion is the biggest difference, I would have to say too.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest thing, at least in my opinion, is when you put that VR headset on, it's not like you're looking at a flat screen, right? Everything inside, when you put that VR on, it's like you're sitting in that car. Everything's 3D. It feels like you can actually reach out and flip one of those switches.
And that's shout out to Iracing too, because a lot of racing simulators and racing games, they have VR support, but I feel like Iracing is head and shoulders.
Again, guys.
What did you say, Corey Sherman?
Fred Thompson.
Man, oh man, such a tough track. Sonoma is one of the hardest road courses. As Rick Thompson's on pit road, that's a playoff implications right there.
Oh,
as Chris Carroll's taking the number 24 down pit road, he is hauling the mail on pit entrance right there.
They don't have to hit pit road speed, Tanner, until they hit that commitment line right there, so they can go as fast as they can. Looks like Carroll trying to get everything out of it, but an interesting strategy. I want to keep a camera on him because I want to see if he takes tires here or if he learned from that last pit stop and maybe take fuel only.
It's going to be interesting right here. When you're in the car and you don't have somebody making these decisions for you, these decisions right here are the decisions that haunt you because you always feel like no matter what you do, you're wrong. And it looks like this may be a fuel-only call, Sam. Nope, there goes the left side of the car, just got picked up.
So, yeah, Chris Carroll is going to be down and away 4 tires. And I tell you what, I'm going to keep an eye on this 88, right? Because the first round of pit stops we had, Jamie didn't take tires. And the tires plateaued and evened off. Is he going to make that same strategy here to try and take home this win?
And I'm also curious as to when the 88's going to elect to come down pit road. I don't think he's going to let Chris Carroll short pit him too much, but also caveat that is 88 has fresher tires than what the 24 had before that pit stop. 88's down pit road now too. Let's keep an eye on Mark Arthur, see if he's following.
Now Mark's going to go one more lap.
Race leader now, Mark Arthur in the 12 Pepto-Bismol Barbie car.
Well, you know what? I think this could be a strategy on Mark's part, right? He's going to try and go one more lap here, only because he's going to see, okay, Chris Carroll, he's my competition right now. He took 4 fresh tires. Jamie Walker, he's my competition right now. What is he going to do? Mark can see that. He can see how long the other driver's pit stops are, and it'll determine what he does the next time around.
Jamie Walker's car right side up in the air. He is getting 4 fresh tires on this thing. No, he only took rights.
I saw that. I saw the right side for sure get jacked up. So 2-tire call for the 88. A very bold strategy right here. Did not lose a lot of time on pit road doing that. By the time he fills up that car with Sunoco racing fuel, it's about the time it takes to put 2 tires on that.
Well, he got position on Chris Carroll.
Yes,
right now.
he did. He did.
He's going to have to be careful with that car. Then he's got to get them tires at the temperature before he can start racing. And that car is all over the place.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen 2 tires happen on ovals, right? And most of the time that works sometimes, right? Like, it does work. You take 2 tires on an oval. Here on a road course, it's very rare you see something like this.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll catch you up and just take the left sides later.
That's 17 laps to go. It may be it's a great call though. That gave him track position. Short tracks, road courses, you gotta have that track position. As Mark Arthur bypassed the pit lane once again, I think he's just trying to stretch his fuel load out as far as he can, guys.
Well, we've seen Mark Arthur do that last week. Off track, Corey Sherman again, but we saw Mark Arthur last week run the perfect fuel strategy to bring out win. That'd been his second win in that first round, or that second round, the round of 12.
Remember, guys, they took the green flag with only about 25 laps to go. I mean, saving fuel
Can
here,
they make it?
It's tremendous, right, to try and save 5 laps if they can only do 20, you know, on a road course. I mean, you can short shift, but you have so much on throttle time that you really can't dump that clutch like you could at an oval. So, I mean, that 12 car, I imagine, has to come down pit road.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think he can make it. And fellas, I was just looking at the schedule, not really to skip the remaining portion of this race, but this round of 8 is a doozy. You got Sonoma, followed up by Talladega, and then we're gonna know our championship 4 after Iowa. Who's going to be in the championship 4? So if you can sneak a win, and punch your ticket for that championship 4 at Sonoma, I mean, heading into Talladega next week, you are carefree at that point, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you could help somebody. You could just ride in the back and really not worry about it, so you don't get caught up in anything. I mean, there's a lot of things that you don't have to worry about heading into Talladega if you win here tonight.
Talladega is not the track you want to go to feeling like you need a win, right? It's not where you want to be, not the place you want to go, because a lot of times it's kind of out of your control what happens, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a crapshoot.
Guys, looking at the time and scoring, that lap right there, Chris Carroll actually ran just almost a second faster or so than Jamie Walker.
Yeah, but that number 12 of Mark Arthur in the Barbie Pepto-Bismol machine, we'll call it, as Tanner's been saying all night, he's still your race leader. He's yet to pit. Andy Poliski also still yet to pit in that second position.
Well, I was already saying, let's not put that 32 car down yet either.
Well, you were just talking about how it would be a task to save about 4 or 5 laps of fuel, right? But Mark, not counting Poliski, unless Andy's saving 2, as he bypasses pit road, yes. So they have about a 25-second gap or so, correct, behind them? Is that what I saw on the timing and scoring up there?
Yeah, from Mark Arthur to Jamie Walker, it's 24 seconds right now.
Right, so I mean, there is the time right there to save, but man, oh man, saving 5 laps. That's a lot of fuel saving right there.
You figure if Mark can think of if he has to stop for fuel, he would just come in and take fuel only with a gap that big.
Absolutely, and just take ever how much you need, right, to make it to the end. We have programs and people do the math out here. I can tell you what, Mark knows how much fuel he needs to make it to the end of this race. Almost basically like having a crew chief.
So the thing
is,
is,
Mark blows the corner right there really fast.
I've seen that.
Yeah, Andy didn't gain a whole lot, under 5 seconds now. But that's what I wanted to point out is I'm kind of going for Andy right now, right? I mean, he's a non-playoff driver, and if he wins here tonight, that's going to make every playoff driver sweat going into Talladega.
Wait a minute. I picked Poliski at the beginning of the program here, buddy.
Okay.
Jamie Walker gets around in 46, and Fred Thompson got his eyes set on the Rutherford up there in that 64.
And I want to say kudos to these guys. We've saw a few mistakes locking up the tires, stuff like that. We haven't saw calamity yet, as I call it. We haven't saw somebody just completely junk somebody else or tear up their own equipment. The talent on Sunday nights is incredible. It's incredible. I love racing out here with these guys. The respect that everybody shows out here, it's bar none above all, right? And when you come to a course like this, Sonoma is not easy, and they are making it look like child's play out here.
Well, here's something I'd like to bring up. Since we got quite a few people watching here tonight, we got some drivers out in the chat. Tanner, you're a driver, at least for this season, but going to be broadcasting next season. I kind of want everybody's opinion real quick. What car would you guys like to see next season?
Oh,
Xfinity.
I'm just saying, it's just a general question. I'm genuinely curious.
Good.
What
Xfinity or
are
Arca?
fans? Yeah, what do the fans want to see? What are the drivers? You know, any drivers out there? Sponsors?
Ooh, Mark's off track. What do you think, Terry? If they said Tanner, your vote passes it, I'm going to say Xfinity or Arca would be my two choices. What would you prefer there, Terry Bear? Race leader Mark Arthur coming up pit road.
12 car coming up pit lane. I would like to see us go back to the Xfinity car.
Right. What about you, Sam?
Honestly, next gen or Xfinity car.
Okay. And now you kind of let something out right there. You leaked a little information. We haven't publicly announced it, but next season on Sunday nights, Blazing Pedals, Terry Foster and myself, Tanner Moore, we will be calling to action. We are staying on True Sim Productions, so the home for Blazing Pedals Racing League is not changing. We will be here next season, and hopefully every season after that as well. Very, very excited about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will not be racing or broadcasting next season. I got some stuff I got to do next year, so I'm going to take a year off, but maybe we can work something out to where Tanner and I can still continue to race Blazing Pedals, but also broadcast it. Maybe me and him can alternate, and maybe we can get an alternate for Terry, too.
Right on.
I was wondering if he's going to bring me into that, too. Mark Arthur did take 4 tires, guys. He has not lost the lead as yet, at least on time. Well, yeah, he has. Jamie Walker's now in the lead. Sorry.
Yeah, and Mark Arthur is now 14 seconds behind the race leader. I know he's got fresh tires and 12 laps to go, but I don't think that's enough.
That's a mountain. That's a mountain right there. Jamie Walker, he's not a driver that makes very many mistakes, right? And you got a 14-second lead over somebody. It's going to take a few mistakes for them to close that gap. I'm still keeping my eyes on the 24, Chris Carroll. He is riding behind Jamie right here, and he's been riding behind for a lot of this race, right? And Carroll's the type of driver, he's very, very observant. He will try to pick up what other drivers are doing, especially somebody like Jamie. He respects Jamie a lot, right? He respects his talents. So I'm curious to see if Carroll's time picks up right here, or the pace picks up for the 24. As you see from Victoria, BC, Canada, representing an entire nation right now. Here's Chris Carroll. I always say that beautiful specimen of a human being right there you see with the blonde hair. But I promise you, he's not all smiles in that car right now. Those teeth are together. He's gritted it, and he wants to finish at 88.
Runner into the grass.
That's going to allow Mark Arthur to take over P3. Now Mark's only 13 seconds back, so there's a second gain right there already, Sam.
That was his first lap out of the pits there. I mean, if we're going to, let's talk about time on pit road. Mark was about 4/10 faster total time on pit road than Chris Carroll. So a little bit of time gain, but not too much. I mean, compared to Jamie only took 2 tires. So Jamie had a 45-second total time on pit road, but everybody else was 51 there.
Guys, we got a nice little battle between Ellison, which is a lap down, and Dalton Kilrow.
I saw that. They were going door to door. No, yeah, Pulisic, not Ellison.
I'm sorry. Yes.
They were door to door right there, really battling. Dalton looks like he really wanted that spot right there, and it looks like he basically strong armed for it.
Dalton, I would like to point out, fuel only in that car.
Okay, all right. So Dalton has the strategies pretty much down to the T, right? So whatever Dalton does, if you can get on strategy with Dalton, you're pretty much guaranteed to finish somewhat decent, right? So we're going to see what the 41 can do. 32 right now, though. Andy is hounding the 41 as they're climbing up this hill.
Andy Pulisic might pick tonight all over the back end of that 41. He may even got him just a little bit loose somehow.
It looks like Andy's a little quicker than Dalton in this very technical portion of the track right here. He's driving right up to the rear end of the 41, but now as they're starting to get close to the S's here, let's see if Dalton can put the power down, get up through the gears, and create a little bit of breathing room, because we seen right there, Palicki, he is pretty quick when it comes up to coming up the hill and everything.
All right, if you want to call these guys, you got to say the name right. It's Pulisic.
Pulisic. I'll call him Andy.
Pulisic.
There you go.
I'll just call him Andy. Andy P.
And there's going to be his opportunity to get around that 41 right down here at the end of this long runway.
This is a passing opportunity right here. This is a beautiful shot. You're seeing just really hard on the brakes.
Rutherford sitting in a track.
Oh, whoa. We couldn't even see him either because of the way Dalton's car was. But yeah, Terry, going back to the name pronunciations, I'm just a dumb redneck from Kentucky that has a decent enough computer where I can do this stuff with y'all. I do good to get on here and talk with y'all, right? Start pronouncing stuff correctly and stuff like that. That ain't my strong suit. But we'll work on it. We will try to get better.
Okay, Pulisic again working. Man, he is just doing everything he can with that 32. Trying to get around that 41 of Dalton Kilrow.
You seen the little bobble there, got a little loose, and that allowed Dalton to get a little bit of elbow room, got a little comfortable distance between them. And look at Brian Dees right back there behind these two as we are riding on board the Savage Edge blimp cam right now. A very cool shot we have right here, presented to us by Savage Edge Apparel.
So, I mean, something for you guys we can discuss if you want. You know, if you run off the track here or any road course, it gets in your head. Then you got to get back out there in this track, wipe that out of your head. I don't know about you guys, but I hold it for a couple laps.
I get gun shy if I do it. Maybe one time, Terry, I might just get out of rhythm. As you see the 32 going, trying to look to the inside of Dalton. Dalton washes up high. Oh, contact between the two. That's going to send Dalton around. D's. MFRD on MFRD.
Yeah, we got to get a replay on that. I mean, that was interesting. I don't know what happened there. I was looking at the timing and scoring. We're going to go to the far chase cam here with Dalton. See what happens. Gets a little loose right there. That allows Pulisic to get to the inside. Oh, he looped it on his own, guys.
Oh, you think he's trying to go up through the gears right there, Sam?
Yeah, he got on the
They're probably going down to first or second.
Now Kilrow has a few lap cars now. He has to work back around again.
Don't count this 41 for a solid top 3 finish, though, because I promise you, Kilrow is seeing red right now. He's not mad at anybody but himself, right? We saw just got on the throttle too much. It's just those little mistakes, they add up, right? That was a pretty big mistake. Brian Dees also got a piece of that, a little bit of front end damage, so we'll have to keep tabs on the 17 Halloween machine here to see if maybe that affected him. It does not look like it's affecting his performance at all right now. Oh, I say that and he's off in the grass. All right, I won't mention his name anymore.
And back up front, we got to look at this, guys. Chris Carroll has cut that lead down less than cut that second place down by less than a second. He's catching up to Walker. This is going to be a good last, 6 laps or so to go here, guys.
7 laps to go this time for Jamie Walker. When they cross the stripe, it'll be 6. As you said, Terry, he's there. It's about a second. You can't count out Chris Carroll, though.
I think we're starting to see those tires. Remember, Jamie Walker took 2 compared to Chris Carroll's 4. Jamie Walker's tires may be starting to kind of go away from him right now.
Well, last time by Chris Carroll, Tanner, he was about 0.2 faster than Jamie Walker. We're going to have to see how it is this time.
He'll need to get a little bit quicker, but it kind of looks like Dalton and Andy's little battle here. When they get to this fast portion of the track, like the 88 is just able to get through the S's pretty good. And that may be the tires, right? You're not really having to worry about your tires too much through that portion of the track. Very, very fast section of the track. But up through this hill right here, as they get to the real technical portion of the track, that looks like where Carroll has the advantage at. We're going to check it this time by.
6 laps to go for Jamie Walker to lock himself into the final 4 and run for a championship. Jamie Walker, again, a heavy hitter in Blazing Pedals, wins quite a few races every season, has never been able to lock down a championship.
At the beginning of every Blazing Pedals series I have raced in each season, you put Jamie Walker's name as one of, if not the favorite, to win the championship each and every year. Can he punch his ticket into the championship 4 here? That's the beginning battle to try to win your first championship. You first got to get there, right? I had a guy tell me before, to finish first you must finish. Well, right here, first he must get to the championship 4. And right now, his ticket, he's waiting to hand it over to the clerk. He wants to get that ticket cashed in. He just has to beat the 24, who is within striking distance, but not close enough to really cause any damage right now.
He's actually closer than he has been the past couple of laps here. This time by, it's going to be 5 laps to go as they both get a little sideways coming out of the final corner.
Guys, and Jamie Walker's actually the last race he won was the first race starting into the chase on round 6 of 16 at Chicagoland. He was able to pull that win off there. Chris Carroll's last win, guys, was just a couple weeks ago there at Richmond. He was able to pull off that win there to actually lock himself in.
Chris Carroll, he is like me. He feels at home on the short tracks. He's doing great here on the road course, but I talked to Chris Carroll quite a bit throughout the week. I know he's not looking forward to Talladega, but he's really looking forward to Iowa, the final regular season race of the season. But if you could get that win here, as it looks like he is really trying to apply the pressure to the 88 now.
Guys, I've been watching, I'm sorry, Tanner, but I've been watching these lap times, man. And the prior lap before this one here, Jamie was quicker. The last time by, Carroll was quicker. So they are just swapping lap times back and forth. 5 laps to go. Don't count out that 24, I'm telling you.
But as they come up through the S's right there, it looks like Jamie did create a little bit of that elbow room, as I call it. We'll see. Oh, 88's going down pit lane. Did he miscalculate the fuel earlier?
Oh, no.
What has happened to the 88 here? 88 unscheduled pit stop. We'll have to see if anybody else goes down pit lane here. I would have to say that is an unscheduled stop.
Did he miscalculate his fuel? Wow. Or man.
Something going on with the 88.
I'm going to jump down the pit road real quick, and I will be back.
Fuel only, Sam.
Fuel only.
Wow. Now, when did Carroll come down last? 48. Okay.
He came down the same lap. Mark came down on lap 54. I don't know, Terry.
Wow, what a change of events we have here. Now, Poliski's sitting in 3rd place. Chris Carroll sitting in 1st. Mark Arthur sitting in 2nd.
Chris Carroll looking to punch his championship ticket.
Man, Walker doing everything he can now out of this car. I think he's pushing it just a little too hard.
So we are back from pit road. Jamie, I don't know if he miscalculated fuel or what, but I know the driver of the 88, he is not happy right now. I can tell you that he is not happy. for that unscheduled pit stop. Whether it was a miscalculation with fuel or what, we don't know, but that may just well be the race right there. But there is still 3 laps to go, and we've seen mistakes happen out here. Will the mistake come out of that 24 camp? I know the crew of the 24 car do not want to see that right now.
Jamie Walker working underneath the 17 car. Brian Dees running in 5th place. Man, what a sad day for Jamie, man. He had almost had it locked in.
It flipped this whole race on its lid right there.
Yeah, Jamie now back to 4th. Chris Carroll looking to punch his ticket to the Final Four.
But Chris Carroll does have some traffic out front. 3 laps to go. Will he catch this traffic? Will there be implications when he catches traffic? And I see Pepto-Bismol closing in on Chris Carroll. Looks like Mark's coming up through the S's here. He is still 11 seconds back, though, with only 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go at the stripe. I do not think the time is there. It would take a catastrophic mistake out of the 24 for the 12 car to get there.
Chris Carroll is going to be coming out of the final corner. He's going to cross the line. Flagman's going to be holding the popsicle sticks in the air. It's going to be 2 laps to go for Chris Carroll to punch his ticket to the championship race.
Guys, we got other drivers actually pitting for fuel, I would say. Bruce Pearson, Aaron Bach over Amanda Sherman.
I didn't want to see that, so that means maybe fuel was a lot closer than what we thought it was. Now remember, Carroll went in before Jamie Walker and all them, if I recall.
Jamie and Chris pit on the same lap, so if Chris can make it,
Okay.
maybe Jamie just didn't take as many gallons as the 24 did.
Man, oh man, that is crazy to me. It took the air out of this racing balloon and just kind of sucked it all out. Crazy implications to this race here as we are now 2 laps to go. Barney Fife Jr. has the white flag up in the stand. He's just waiting for our race leader, Chris Carroll, to come by.
Josh Rutherford off track. Tried to get it back around there. He got her back out on the track in that 64 car.
Well, right now it's going to be all eyes on Chris Carroll for this final lap. Mark Arthur about 9 seconds back. Don't think he can make that up in 1 lap. Coming down the front straightaway, it's going to be white flag in the air, presented by Priority Auto.
As Lori, Mark's sister, in the chat, or Layla, as he told me to call her before, she's saying, go Pepto-Bismol. She wants to see that 12 car get up there and maybe get around that 24. But this is the final lap around this very tough circuit. Coming up the hill right here for the final time tonight, Chris Carroll in the 24. He has about another half a lap remaining to punch his ticket into the Championship 4 race. You want to know what I love about our Championship 4 race here? We don't even know the track yet. Who gets the vote on it,
that
Sam?
earlier. The drivers get to vote on it, but
drivers get to vote for the track. How
every
beautiful
driver
is that?
except the Championship 4 can vote on the final track.
Bingo. How beautiful is that? Now, it can't be Talladega, Daytona, correct?
No, and no road courses.
And no road courses. Any other track is fair game. And the fact that the drivers vote for it except the final 4, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant.
Well, I tell you what, though, the 24 of Chris Carroll, he managed to take enough fuel on the same lap that Jamie Walker did. He's going to come out of the final corner. Chris Carroll is going to punch his ticket to the Final 4 here for Blazing Pedals.
What a run for the 24 car. Just seeing him drift around the corner. That's going to allow our second place driver, who I believe is Mark Arthur. He just needs to get around, get home clean for a solid top 3 finish. But shout out to Chris Carroll in the 24. He'll tell you he's not a road course guy. He is not comfortable on these road courses. And he came and saw it tonight. He lined them up and put them down. 24 Chris Carroll is going to the Championship 4 to race for a championship in his rookie season with the Blazing Pedal Series.
That's about Rookie of the Year right there.
Rookie of the
And he came in late. He actually missed 5 or 6 races to begin the season. As it looks like the 24 may be out of fuel right here, guys. He went about a half a lap longer than what the race length was. Maybe. Oh yeah, that car is out of fuel. Looks like Mark may
even the
shove it.
24 was close.
24. He nailed the strategy by half a lap. No, he's back up to speed here. He might just be playing some cat and mouse with us. Hopefully he saved enough to burn off those 4 Goodyear Eagles, burn them off the car.
General
Tire, yeah, on these Arca cars.
I was waiting for that.
General Tire. Reminds me of the General Insurance with the little army guy.
Go to the General and save some time. General, sponsor us. It's Chris Carroll.
Easy, Chris hitting that stuff.
That's all right.
Chris.
That car ain't going to Talladega.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
Hasn't had a scratch on it all race, and then he's going to come over here and ding it up while he's doing a burnout. And Chris Carroll, he's going to watch the broadcast back. Kudos to this burnout. We were just doing this burnout the other day. This burnout looks really cool. Kyle Larson did it last week. It's just a straight line burnout. It looks easy, but I promise you it is not. It takes a driver to be able to do that, especially gaining the speed like Chris Carroll's doing. This winning moment brought to you by Savage Edge. What a run by Chris Carroll right there. Punched his ticket.
We're going to let Chris Carroll burn it down, guys, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. Let these drivers get out of those race cars. We'll be right back with post-race interviews.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
We are back live. I am right down here, Sam. I've caught up with third place, Andy Poliski. You got me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, Terry.
Andy, hell of a race, buddy, out of that 32. You was actually my pick tonight. I'll take a third place out of you, man. Talk about this race, buddy.
Thanks again. I mean, that's I'm very happy to get a third place finish. This is a really tricky track, really slick out there, so you really had to kind of manage the tires a lot. Like I said, really good run. I'm very proud of our team.
You have every right to be, bud. I mean, that 32, I watched you a lot tonight. We called your name out a few times. I know of. Again, the 32 was looking great. Jamie Walker, I mean, having problems, you was able to get around him and get that third place. But what do you got on your car tonight? Who would you like to thank, bud?
I always want to thank the series sponsors, TRJ Karting, CRJ Graphics, everybody else that sponsors the league, personal sponsors, Nissan Wichita Falls. Corey made a great paint scheme to celebrate Halloween. We got the Peanuts colors. Peanuts, a great pumpkin on there. So good showing for this paint scheme. Good showing for the team. Like you said, really happy about it.
All right, bud. Well, we'll get you back down to your team. Congratulations. We'll see you at Talladega next week, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
That was driver the number 32, Andy Poliski, bringing home third place tonight. Now we got to talk to our second place finisher. Climbing out of that race car is the number 12 of Mark Arthur. And Mark, thought you might have had something there maybe on fuel strategy, but it didn't play out like I thought it did. Walk me through your race there to come home with second.
I was playing catch up all night because of that stupid mistake I made. I forget, it was that first lap or second lap coming up the hill there, got off and the thing just drifted and I couldn't get it back under me and it just drifted off into the grass. Luckily I didn't hit nothing, but it was playing catch up all night, hard to pass, as loose as the car would get when you're under power. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I hit Dalton, almost wrecked him twice where we were trying to get around him, and it was just tough to pass. And, I mean, Chris was saying he was watching Jamie, and he was getting loose, and he didn't know if he'd been able to get around Jamie the way the car got loose. But I don't know. It is what it is. I'll come out of here second. That's a win to me, coming out of a road course second.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain about a second-place finish. It's a good points night. Unfortunately, didn't punch your ticket to the 4, so now you got to worry about Talladega next week. What's your thoughts?
Well, you know how I feel about restrictor plate racing. I hate it. It's probably just going to be a sit in the back, stay out of trouble, and try to get a decent finish. I mean, right now it's about playing the averages, so I can't have a bad finish there. So I really need to have an okay finish. That's really all I'm looking for. I'm not looking to win there. Iowa's probably where I'll try to win and, you know, try to get a better run.
All right, man. Well, hey, second place. Good run out there tonight for that number 12 machine. Hey, real quick before I let you shout out your sponsors. We were talking up here in the booth, since you run pink, Tanner brought it up a couple of times. We're saying if you make it to the Final Four, you got to run a Pepto-Bismol car. What do you think?
What's girly about Pepto-Bismol, man? The point is being a
it's
sissy
still
car.
pink. It's still pink. It's funny.
I used to run an icy hot car.
Well, maybe some Pepto-Bismol for the Final Four. But who you got to thank on that number 12?
Well, we always got to thank TRJkarting.com for sponsoring the series for the last, 5 years, I think. Savage Edge Graphics, Michael Foggray's design that always makes these sweet, mean paint schemes that I run. CRJ Graphics, Priority Auto for the TeamSpeak. Bud Kicker for coming on board for the last 2 years. You guys at TSP up there for calling the race every day. And my mom and Lola for watching me each week.
All right, man. We'll let you guys celebrate your second place finish. We'll see you next week at Talladega.
All right, man.
All right, and now I believe Terry Foster has caught up with our race winner.
Chris Carroll. Man, you locked in, buddy.
I don't believe that, Terry. I can't believe that, man. A road course? Yeah, right.
I mean, that 24, at one time, I actually believe you was almost 20 seconds behind Jamie Walker, but with fuel strategy and Jamie evidently didn't have enough fuel to finish this race. Walk us through this a little bit, buddy.
Well, I made a game plan when I heard the number for the caution there, the competition caution, and I stuck to my game plan. And I think Jamie was a little quicker than me. I was, I executed my game plan and tried to stay with Jamie. And I was putting some pressure on him late to see if I could get him to make a mistake. I don't know. I don't think I could have got around him, but he was getting pretty free. I was hoping he'd get a little too free, but that was the plan, man. I stuck to my game plan from lap one, and I executed it, and somehow it came out right. So I don't consider myself a road course guy, Terry. It's a lot of fun out there, but I'm not a road course dude. I'm just trying to keep that thing on the track, man.
Well, Sam and I was watching your timing and scoring. It's like one lap you were faster than Jamie. Next lap, Jamie's faster. You guys actually swapped that back probably a couple few laps, but awesome job out of that 24. But I mean, you are locked in. So, what's your take? Next week we go to Talladega, then to Iowa. I mean, you're locked in. What are you going to do these next two races? We're going out for the wins?
I'm going to go for it, man. I'm playing with house money. I did not. I tried to get a top 5 tonight and try and get through. You know, my plan was to finish in the top 5 and get, some good points and then try and get through Talladega. But that all changes now. I can go out there and wreck. I can go out there and go for wins. I can go out there and push the car. And playing with house money, Terry, I can't believe it. I'm not going to lie to you. This is not a race I planned on winning. I know there's a lot of good road course guys out there, and I'm not one of them. So, I mean, I'm as shocked as anybody, and it's going to be fun the next 2 races anyways.
One thing I did want to ask you, we kind of watched you right there at the end. You done a burnout there, basically at the hairpin. Did you have enough fuel?
Oh yeah, I could have gone a couple more laps there. I think I was 2 or 3 laps to the good. I stuffed her full of fuel right with, I think it was 18 to go. I pitted, and I could go the way I was running it with the gears. I could go probably 2 more laps with that. So I was just running it easy once Jamie once Jamie went into the pits. So yeah, I crammed her full of fuel, and I was running the gears right to keep the fuel in it.
All righty. Well, who do you have on that car, Chris? You want to shout out, buddy?
Well, I always forget TRJ Karting sponsoring this. I forget them every damn week, Terry. So got to thank them. I always got to thank USAFirearms.com, Brian Zerman. He gets me to the track. He powers his car. So we got to thank him and all the Pit Lizard boys. And we got to thank all the guys here at the guys and girls. There's Amanda too. I caught myself there. She might have smacked me, but I got to thank all them for working hard, putting on a good league here. And you guys up in the booth, because without you guys we can't go back and watch stuff like that, so it's pretty cool, and you guys all work really hard here, so I appreciate it.
All right, bud. Well, we'll get you back down there. Congratulations, you're locked in next week, and for the next round of 4 here in a few weeks. So congratulations. We'll see you at Talladega next week, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Can't believe it.
That was race winner Chris Carroll punching his ticket to the championship race. We can't say what track it is, ladies and gentlemen, because again, we don't know. But yeah, I mean, that like you said, Terry, that's going to take a lot of weight off of his shoulders going into these next 2 races. But that's going to do it for us here at Sonoma. I'm going to go ahead and get our results up on the screen. And there you are, ladies and gentlemen, your finishing results. Jamie Walker still got a good finish, everybody. He finished in 4th position there. Andy Poliski in 3rd, Mark Arthur 2nd, Chris Carroll taking home the win, as we said. A couple of playoff guys might be looking at a must-win situation next week, everybody. So make sure you don't miss next week at Talladega, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time for the Blazing Pedals TRJKarting.com Arca Series for race number 2 of the round of 8. We'll see you then. We out.